So I just had a conversation with this founder who is making 1.27 million per month in his coaching business. He has multiple offers and they're doing anywhere from $400,000 to $500,000 per offer, multiple offers. And some offers may be doing $100,000, some offer may be doing $300,000. So they have multiple offers, right? And they're doing fantastic. They're making money, they're profitable. He told me they're profitable on paid ads, which means the front end funnel they're running, it's profitable. And anything they make in the back end, anything $10,000, $5,000 coaching program or $30,000 mastermind, anything they sell, they're super profitable. So they're doing fantastic. So I had a good conversation with them. Let me show you my screen. This is my call with him. As you can see, he has multiple 2 Comma Club award and he also has 10 Comma Club award as well. And this is a 17-minute long call, but I actually spoke with even longer than I recorded. So it was a great conversation and I have some lessons to share. So if you don't know me, my name is Bishal. I've done over 20 million plus in revenue for myself. I've spent millions of dollars on paid advertising. I have had my own publishing offers or coaching offers, whatever you want to call them. And I have some SaaS that I'm building at the moment right now. And I make this video to connect and meet cool people. So if you're one of the cool people, reach out to me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever you want to reach out. All right, so without any delay, let's jump right into my screen. So he's making 1.27 million a month in their coaching business. I have not seen their number, but I have seen some of their funnels and I have seen numbers from some of their funnels. I haven't seen like 1.27 million per month of their business, but I have seen some of their funnels to say that they're actually making money, okay? And I know some of the people that work for their company. So I know some of their sales guys, I know some of their media buyers who run their ads, and I've spoken with them. And from what I see, yes, they are doing pretty big volume. Now, I don't know exactly they're doing 1.27 million per month, but I know that they're definitely doing close to that. And Mike told me himself that they are doing that. So I will trust him, because I have verified that from the people that work for him in a way. All right. So the second thing is that, like I said, they have multiple offers. So they're not just making that from one offer, they have multiple offers. Their business model is like a publishing business, right? They actually are not a guru themselves. They're not a guru themselves. What they have is they have multiple partnerships, right? So they have partner number 1, and they may have an offer with that person, and they may have an offer with that person, right? And they have partner number 2, right? And this can be in a completely different niche, right? Let's say this is a dog training niche, this is a piano niche, right? And they have a partner number 3, right? Let's say this is like a coaching business, helping coaches or something, right? So they basically have different partners and they're doing different amount of volume for different partners, right? So this is their model, this is what they do. They themselves have no presence at all. Like they pretty much just work with the partners. They don't have any problem with clients because they're pretty good at what they do and they pretty much get a lot of their clients from referrals. I know there was a time when he ran ads to get clients for his business, but so far he hasn't had to like find any clients for his business because the clients that he have, the partners that he have just keep referring him other partners. So he doesn't have to find any other people. And like I said, he's very good at what he does and they are fantastic. I was asking him, hey, is there any link or any social media link that you want people to reach out to you? And he's like, I have Facebook. And I checked his Facebook and he has no post at all. Like, I think he hasn't posted anything like the past 5 years. And Facebook profile looks completely dead. And I was like, I don't think anybody's gonna reach out if you have this Facebook, I was like, what the hell? So he's like pretty focused on product. He's like all the time working to make sure the clients are happy, the partners are making money. And that's how he can scale as well. Because many people have a coaching business, many people have an offer, but it's just that one offer, right? And then it's like so volatile. It does good this month, it does bad that next month, right? It's like super volatile, but he has like multiple offers. So his business is very consistent. I have known him for like the past 3 years or so. And he has always had multiple partners and they go up and down and he does a fantastic job. And like I said, he has multiple ClickFunnels award to prove that, he is doing what he says he's doing. All right, so that's about him and that's his business model and that's what he does. Now about lessons. So the first lesson is asymmetrical bets. And this is interesting because to be honest, I'm ashamed to say that I did not know about this. Like I looked it up on the internet after I had a conversation with him. And I think he was able to explain to me a little bit better, but I didn't know what it was, right? But I think that's one of the things that he said to me is that this is like very, very important. And like I said, I've had multiple conversations with him and this is something he talks about a lot. Basically, the point is that you want to bet on something where the chances of you losing is there. Like you're always going to lose something, right? But if you lose a little bit, but if you win a ton, right? So for example, I'm going to show you some images on the Google. it kind of looks kind of like this, right? When you have a symmetric bet, if you're losing, you're just losing just a little bit, right? And you may lose for like 5 times in a row, but you're just like going down less. But when you win, it goes up like substantially, right? It just like goes up. So that's what is a symmetrical bet, right? And you want to play the game that's more asymmetrical. And the fact is that business is a symmetrical game, right? Because in business, you fail a lot. Like it doesn't work a lot. Like you lose a ton. But when you win big, right? If you have a business that works, you can make millions and hundreds of millions to billions of dollars to sometimes what Nvidia is doing now, trillions of dollars, right? So you want to play the game that's asymmetrical, because when you play those games, there is a very, very high chance that you're going to win. And business is one of those. But not just business, but we gotta think in other aspects of life as well. What about split testing, right? If you're doing split testing, is there any asymmetrical split test that you can do, right? What about hiring, right? Is there any asymmetrical hiring that you can do, right? If you find the right person, it's like super fantastic. And if you find the wrong person, hey, you didn't waste too much time. Now you can just go look for another person, right? What are the principles that you can apply to in other aspects of your business, right? So I think this is key, and I did not realize, and in many ways I was doing that. I was in business, I was doing those things, right? But I did not know the concept, and this is very good lesson from him. I think I found this article from Justin Wells, and he talks about this in his article about asymmetrical bets. And I saw this quote from Naval Ravikant: asymmetrical opportunities. Invest in startups. If startups are asymmetrical, right? There are very high chance that they're not gonna work, but when it does work, they go through the roof, right? Startups aim to go to $1 billion. And many VCs and all those people, they invest in startup because startup is a symmetrical bet. When you lose just a bit. Like you only put in $100,000, $300,000, or $500,000. But when you win, that goes to billions of dollars, right? And you win big. The other thing is starting a company, writing a book, creating a software product, right? You want to do things that is more so one to many, right? You can do it once and it can serve you again and again. For example, writing a book, right? If you write a book once, 1,000 people can read it, and 1,000 people now know about you and what you do, right? If you make a software product, right? It's a software product, but 1,000 people, hundreds and thousands of people can use it, right? Like this Chrome browser that I'm using right now, right? Chrome, Google built it, right? But like millions of people can use it, right? You want to do things that scale, that is one to many, right? So that's one of the big lessons that I learned from him. The next thing is understanding local maxima. Okay, I know this sounds pretty crazy, and for those of you who do not have a math degree or physics degree or whatever, maybe maybe I'm the only person who did not know, but I did not know what local maxima was, so I had to look it up. Okay, and the thing is that this applies to every aspect of your life, and this is kind of the very important principle in life in general that you gotta know. Okay, so the best map is this right here. Okay, this is a local maxima and this is a global maximum, right? And you gotta realize that what part of life you're in, right? And it applies to all the games you play in life, any and all the games, right? So for example, let's talk about split test, right? Let's say you have a split test. Let's say it's like right here. It kind of works, but you want to find a split test that works even better. Like that is going to improve the conversion rate, right? Which means the more people come to your funnel, you want to convert more of those people into the buyers, right? But you actually landed on local maxima, right? But you don't know there is global maximum. You want to reach the global maximum because there is no way you want to convert 100%, right? It's not possible for you to convert 100% of the people who land on your website. That's just not possible. There is always a global maximum, or sometimes absolute maximum, right? There is always this global maximum, and let's say that global maximum is 10%, but you do a split test, you are right here, like it's a 3%, you're right here at 3%, you do some test and you land on 5%. Now, what do you do? Because 5% is really good. Okay, so it is working, it is at 5%, right? And when you do a split test, it will be super hard for you. It is going to be very hard for you to find global maximum, right? Because global maximum is right up here. If you do a split test, 99% of the time, you're going to land somewhere else on this map, or maybe you're going to land on this local maximum, right? Or sometimes in the absolute minimum, like right here, or absolute or global minimum, right? So it is very hard for you to find the global maximum. So does that mean you should just give up and not do any split test? The answer is no. Like you should keep testing, because there is a possibility that you may not land in the global maximum right here, but you can land somewhere around the global maximum that is going to allow you to scale even further, and then you can keep split testing so that you can find the absolute global maximum. Okay, I know I'm saying all these things and it can be confusing, but this is a very important chart and this applies to everything in business. Everything, the decisions that you make, the employee that you're thinking of hiring, the marketing team, where to put in your budget in terms of ad spend, because you got to realize where you are in life. When everybody starts in business, right, you may be in the absolute playing field, right? You may be like right here, but then as you start, you may go down minimum, like you actually are going down. But as you get better, as you do more things, as you be better in business, right? As you try to talk to more people in your market, as you start understanding the customer, you may actually start going up and you may land on this valley. This is like this right here. You see this like right here? That may be a valley, right? And that is sometimes like when people say, oh, I'm stuck, like, oh, my business is at 10 million per month or 10 million per year and I cannot scale anymore. I have reached the global maximum. The thing is that you have not reached the global maximum. The thing is that you're actually stuck in this valley. This is sometimes called valley of despair. Valley of despair is like right here. Like you're kind of like in between the two, right? And that is this map right here. You're kind of like, you see the global maximum, you know there's an opportunity, and you also see local maximum as well, but you also see the playing field and you also see the absolute minimum as well, and you also see local minimum as well. So you're kind of like in this valley and you don't know what to do. You're kind of stuck because when you're in the valley, it's like kind of hard to like go up anywhere, right? So if you get stuck in this valley, it does take some amount of momentum to get out, and it is again absolute difficult thing to climb up to the global maximum, but it is easier to go to local maximum, right? You can come up here, but climbing up all the way to global maximum is pretty difficult. So there is like a lot of concepts, business concept that you need to understand. Personally, again, I did my research after the call, so I feel like I know a bit. I'm not saying I'm the expert. I feel like I know a bit, but there is still a lot to learn. And I think we can all do a better job understanding the fundamentals, right? Because this is a fundamentals of life and business, right? And the game of the business that we play is also the game of the life, because we're spending our life playing this game of business, right? So this was the second lesson that I learned from my friend who is making 1.27 million per month and more, actually. So the next thing that he talked about is currencies in life, okay? And again, we're literally just like not talking about business anymore. We're talking about things in life that affects every aspect of life, because in a way, business is just all about persuasion, right? You are saying something, doing something that makes other people to buy something from you. That's all the business is, right? I may have a product that I'm like, hey, this product is going to solve your problem, and I can persuade them and they're like, yeah, this is actually really going to solve my problem, right? And that's what we're talking about. How can we persuade people, right? And there are currencies in life, and there are fundamental currencies and there are multiplier. Fundamental currencies are time, energy, force, or attention. And there is multiplier, that is knowledge, trust, and money. And you can mix the two or three or all of them to create something wonderful, right? For example, attention and money, right? Attention is, you're trying to get attention of a lot of people. And if you put, and money is a multiplier, attention is a fundamental basic, right? That is the base, that is the foundation, or that is the currency. That's one of the currency, right? If you're trying to get more attention, that's the currency that you're trying to use. Like you're trying to get more attention. Let's say you make a TikTok video to get more attention. Let's say you put money behind it, which means you hire like 5 video editors to edit the video, right? You put more money behind it. What's going to happen? The TikTok videos that you're making are going to get better, right? Which means you're going to get more attention. So money is just a multiplier. Money is not a currency. Many people talk about money as a currency. Money is actually not a currency. Trust is not a currency. Trust is a multiplier. Knowledge is a multiplier. Whereas energy and time is a currency. Time is a currency in a sense that we have finite amount of time and finite amount of energy. We have certain amount of things we can do. For example, let's talk about energy and trust, right? So if I'm putting a lot of energy into building this product, right? If I'm putting like just a software product, right? What happens when I put a lot of energy, the product becomes good, like because I'm focusing into that thing. And if I get people to trust me, and I'm making this great product, which means I can get people to use my product, right? Because they trust me and I'm building this great thing. For example, I'm building this iPhone, right? If I'm building a next iPhone, I'm like putting so much focus and energy into it. I'm focused on every detail, every corner of this, right? Everything, right? And there are a lot of people who know and trust me, then I can get them to use my iPhone and get them to like my iPhone because I put a lot of energy and focus into this, right? The same way, time. I can put a ton of time into something, right? And if I have a ton of time and knowledge, and let's say I have attention, then that works even better. For example, let's use time, knowledge, and attention together. Let's mix those three, right? If I'm making a YouTube video, the longer I do, the better I get. You should watch the video that I made So 6 months ago, it was super bad. It was super bad. I did not know what the hell I was talking about, is what I felt like. And I was using script at some point, and it was just like messy. And now I'm so much better. I can just talk, like I can just say things. I know how to make content now. Again, I'm not the best. I'm not the perfect guy, okay? But I've gotten better, right? Maybe in a year from now, I'll get even better, right? I don't know. But the longer I do, the better I get, right? And if I have a knowledge, if I have expertise, which I do, right? I've done 20 million plus in my coaching business, in my publishing business. I have spent millions of dollars on paid ads, right? I have had clients before. I have a whole bunch of different knowledge. I have a whole bunch of different experience, and I can use that to get attention. Again, we're mixing time, knowledge, and attention, which means if I have a time into something, and if I have knowledge, then I can use that knowledge. I can give that knowledge, just like I'm giving this knowledge now to you. I can get people's attention, just like Alex Hormozi, right? Alex Hormozi has a lot of knowledge and time into something, and he's using that knowledge and time to get more people's attention. Now let's talk about this. What if he puts money behind it? What if he hires like 20 different video editors to post his content all day long? Well, that's going to get even more attention, right? And what if he gets people to trust him? Well, there are a lot of people that trust him, right? How do you gain a trust? Well, maybe if you want to gain a trust, you need to put more time into this, right? Maybe you need to put more energy into this. Those are currency. Maybe you need to put more attention into this, right? Maybe you need to get more knowledge, right? That's how you get a trust, right? And if you get more trust, and if you get more people to trust you, that means more people are going to pay attention to you because they trust you, and then they give you more attention, they trust you. So this is like kind of like a life hack. This is what he told me. This is the things that he shared with me. I find this fascinating. I feel like I learn a lot. I speak with him, and there's always something that he's contemplating and I'm thinking as well, and we always share the lessons between each of us. If you have any questions on the currency and the multiplier, just let me know. But there is a lot of way you can use this, and it's a very vast and important topic. We can unpack this a lot. Like, this is like, if you put more time into something and money behind it, you're gonna get something else, right? You can put more time into making better video and put more money into buying a better equipment or something, right? Or learning from somebody else, right? There's just a lot of things you can do on that lessons. It is vast, it is massive. And we're gonna move on to the next lesson, which is focus on product and EV. EV is not an electric vehicle, it is enterprise value. Okay, so my friend is actually building a SaaS product right now. Now, of course, he's selling courses, he's selling coaching businesses, like he's like selling high ticket, low ticket, all those things, right? Why is he building a SaaS product? Well, the thing is that he has realized, and I have personally realized this already as well, is that the product is the most important thing. Okay, if we can get people to buy again and again from you, then you never have to sell again, right? Because when the product is so good, they keep buying from you, right? And he's actually focused on building a SaaS product right now, and the whole goal of building a SaaS product is the enterprise value. Earlier I told you that he has this business, that he's not a guru, but he's business, and then he has a business partner. He has partner 1, partner 2, right? Partner 3, partner 4, right? So he has all these partners. The thing is that at the end of the day, he just has an agency. Like, he's just taking on clients and he's just doing the work. And he understands the value of having your own product and having the product that is so good that people keep paying again and again until the end of the time, I guess, right? And that is what builds the enterprise value. The more valuable the product is, the longer the people keep paying for that product, the higher the enterprise value is. For example, Facebook. I mean, people don't pay for Facebook, but they keep using the product. Like, I have been using Facebook like since 2008 or something. And there are people who have used Facebook since 2004 or something when the Facebook came out. That is the product you need, that people keep using it forever. I know Facebook is free and you're not paying for Facebook, but you are paying for Facebook because advertisers are paying Facebook to run ads, right? So in a way, if you're not paying anything, you are the product, right? And you need to build a product that people keep using it until the end of the time, right? And Facebook is a great example. Netflix is a great example. SBO is a great example. Now NVIDIA, whole AI infrastructure is a great example. So you want to focus on those things. And I realized that I have sold courses. I have sold coaching program in the past. The thing is that courses and coaching program are great to make money now, but they do not build any enterprise value. There is no enterprise value at all in a coaching and consulting business. There is very few coaching and consulting business that ever sell for $100 million or $1 billion. But there are tons and tons of SaaS product that sell for billions of dollars every year and sometimes every month. So I'm pretty sure every month there is SaaS company being sold out there. So you want to focus on product, you want to build a better product, and you want to build a product that has a longer enterprise value. And again, this is for a business owner that already have some experience. If you're starting, if you're brand new, then maybe you need to focus on something else. Like maybe you need to focus on agency, maybe you need to focus on just launching a course and coaching business, right? If you can and you have the ability and you have the money, again, if you have the money and you can put a lot of energy into this and you have the knowledge, expertise, right? Again, the currency in life and the multiplier, if you have those things, then you can build a great product and that will build a lot of enterprise value, and that is how you make money. And you can use this principle in a lot of things, okay? So I hope you found that lesson very helpful. All right, the next lesson is feedback loop in life, and that's what entrepreneurs do. So let's talk about feedback loop in life. He told me something that entrepreneurs create a feedback loop, right? Because entrepreneurs are builders, right? I'm just gonna say builders. They are business people. They build things. They just don't talk, like they are building something. Typically, entrepreneurs have a product and they're selling the product, right? Just like we talked about here, we're building a product. Even if it's a course, even if it's a Shopify e-com product, right? Whatever it is, even if it's a SaaS product, right? You're building something. Even if it's a restaurant, you're building something. The thing is that if you're building a product, you need a feedback. You need to give that product. You need to build something and you need to give that to an audience. And what happens when you give it to an audience? They're going to use it. They're going to give you feedback. And you can use that feedback, product, build, make it better, and then give it to the audience. They're going to use it. They're going to give you feedback. And then you're going to use that to build a product again. And you're going to make it better. It's a feedback loop, right? As you can see, this is an entrepreneur's feedback loop. And the thing is that we're sometimes good at working on product. We're coming up with ideas. We're good at making it better as well. Like we get the idea, we make it better, but we don't have an audience. Like we're so good at building, like we don't have time to go build an audience. We don't have time to record videos like this. We don't have time to, again, post on Twitter, right? Make TikTok videos, right? And then what happens? They're not going to use it. There is no feedback. And then you just keep thinking, it's like, oh yeah, maybe I should build this next feature. Maybe I should build that feature. And then you're just like, there is no feedback loop. The audience is not using it. It's just all in your head and you just like keep talking, right? One of the guy that I talked to, and he was like telling me there is a new phenomena in the business startup VC circle, right? In the past, and this guy has been in the tech industry for like 10, 15, 20 years, right? In the past, VC used to look for technical co-founder. They're like, hey, do you have a technical co-founder? And now VCs are like, do you have an audience co-founder, right? Do you have someone who actually have an audience? Do you have someone who has an email list, newsletter, Twitter followers, right? LinkedIn followers, or YouTube followers, or TikTok followers, right? Do you have someone in your team who have the audience for the software you're building, right? Because when you have audience, you can actually get them to use the product. You can get a feedback. You can now use those ideas to make a product better and then have the audience use it again and they use it, give you feedback, and then you can go through this loop. And this is very, very important. Think about it. Like if you have audience, and depending on how big the audience is, right? If you have 10 people audience, then the feedback you're going to get are not going to be good. Like compared to like if you have 100,000 users, the feedback you're going to get is going to be pretty good because 100,000 people use it. That is a stress tested product, right? And as an entrepreneur, as a builder, your goal is to go through this circle, and the faster you can go, the better. And as you're starting, as you're a brand new entrepreneur, you don't have any audience and you're just building it. And you're hoping that you build a product so good that you're going to capture the audience. They're going to like your product. They're going to use it. But many times they're not going to come. Like even if you build, they're not going to come. Even if you build the product, people don't come, and you have to spend time marketing the product, right? You have to spend time getting it out there to the user, right? If you build a product, if you build a course, if you build a physical product, right? If it takes you 3 months to get one user, they use it, they give you a feedback. You just spent 3 months getting one feedback, right? But let's say you had like 20,000 people. You make a product, you tell 20,000 people, here's the product. They use it. Tomorrow you have all this feedback and you can now build it again. And the bigger the audience, the faster you can go through this circle. And this is what the life of entrepreneur is. Like you want to go through that circle as many times as possible, because by the time you're done like 10, 15, 20 times, you're going to have a business that's making millions of dollars. Okay. And Mike told me he made so many mistakes. Like he has gone through this circle so many times that now he's making $1 million plus a month, but he wouldn't have done it. Like if he started like 5, 7, 8 years ago, like he didn't do that in his first month. Like he was not making $1 million in his first month, right? It took him a lot of times to go through this circle, and that's what he's doing now in building a SaaS product and all the things that he does. And again, that applies to currency and multiplier, all the things that we talked about as well. So these are the lessons that I learned from my conversation with this guy who is making million per month in their coaching business. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, let me know in the comments down below so I know to make more, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.